you got something here? Let's.
Yeah, this is the whopper that we've been waiting for. The Florida Panthers are bringing in Brad Marchand. So the Rat is going to play with the Rats, so to speak. Yeah, that's enormous. We knew the Panthers were in on Mikko Rantanen yesterday. Brad Marchand, the Boston Bruins captain, is heading south. I guess that rivalry that they had in the playoffs is going to a whole other level. So stay tuned for details. The Florida Panthers and Boston Bruins in the trade queue.
Wow, a stunner. Brad Marchand is staying in the Atlantic Division, going to the Florida Panthers. I want to get everybody's take on this thing. So let's start with Hudson Barnaby, and let's get Irf and Johnny ready to go as well. Barnes, giving you first word. The Rat going to Florida.
Listen, my nickname at Parks was the Rat, but nothing like this guy, man. This is unbelievable. I thought Florida was going to do something. I really did with the LTIR, with the Kachucks, going in on Seth Jones, defending Stanley Cup champions. It almost felt like Vegas-esque in doubling down from the year before, and the success and the fan base. It felt like they were going to do something. This is awesome. This is awesome. I want to see Toronto win the Atlantic, and I want to see the Battle of Florida. Like, I want to see this with Marchand in there, with Tkachuk. This is awesome. This is awesome. They are the best team in the Eastern Conference, and I don't even think it's close anymore.
Yeah, that is a crazy ad, Barnes. I'm with you. And again, just looking up and down their lineup right now, like, holy cow, the depth, the grit, the playoff hockey they have. Like, think about Sam Bennett, Brad Marchand, Matthew Tkachuk. Imagine lining up against those guys in a series and what they're going to bring to the table. We just saw it firsthand in the Four Nations. Sam Bennett is probably one of the most wanted players come playoff time, right? And the fact of the matter is those two hit it off. Think about what Sam Bennett did to Brad Marchand last playoff series, punching him out and taking him out of the series. Now these two absolute guys are going to go to war, and I love it. I just think this is so exciting. And again, is this going to be another one for the Toronto Maple Leafs where they look back and be like, man, we should have, like, this is going to be a dogfight. Think about what these players are going to have to deal with trying to go through Florida. It's been tough on them. I love this move. The LTIR, I can't say I'm a giant fan of it. I hate how we dance around the cap, and I feel like there should be some sort of rule in place where whatever team you ice at playoff time has to be under the cap. But these are the rules, and every team plays by it, and good for them. So this is a wild trade. It's so crazy to think. I'd love to look at the schedule here and see if Boston gets a matchup in with Florida where we see Brad Marchand in a Florida Panthers jersey at TD Garden at the end of the season. Would be wild to see. But this is goosebumps. This is exciting stuff, Ty.
Yeah, this is
awesome.
Quite something. Boys, I want to give Johnny and Irf a chance to chime in on this one as well. An absolute stunner coming from the Bruins and Panthers. Irf, the Cats get even stronger. A division rival, like the sell-off in Boston. It's crazy. Oh, you're muted, Irf.
Johnny, didn't you just say that Florida's done so much? You can always do more.
Yeah, I did. I did. And Carter Hutton's getting his wish because the Florida Panthers play in Boston on Tuesday night.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
So that'll be must-watch TV.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, I mean, look, the Florida Panthers saw what everyone else did. And for Brad Marchand and what he wanted to do, I mean, you go to a contender, right? If it wasn't Vegas, it wasn't Edmonton, like Frank mentioned earlier, the Florida Panthers obviously were a team. And as soon as Matthew Tkachuk got hurt and as soon as they put him on LTIR, there was something big that was coming. And we just had to wait until literally moments after the deadline happened to see exactly how it played out.
We sit there and we drag our way through the last hour and then boom, that one comes in. Johnny, your take.
Well, if you're a Boston Bruins fan like right now, how are you feeling? Like, obviously, you have so much love for Brad Marchand and you want to go see him chase a cup, but the team he's doing it for, like, that's got to be such a conflicting thing to have in the back of your mind. And, obviously with a day like today too, I think Mikko Rantanen, who was looked at, still in a positive light with Colorado fans, not signing the 12x8 there and then taking it in Dallas. Like, these are two guys now that were so beloved by their fan bases and were there for such a long tenure and maybe more Rantanen than Marchand, but now might be villains. I don't know if Marchand is going to receive such a warm welcome now if he, is in the lineup Tuesday night for Florida. Like, it's obviously like not maybe his choice. We don't know the details yet if he chose to go to Florida, but I don't know. Like it's tough, man. Like this is going to be crazy. I can't wait for that game Tuesday night. That's going to be must-watch TV.
Well, and where I do think that's interesting, Johnny, is like this isn't a long-suffering guy who's never had playoff success and been, doing right by the organization. Like we talked on the jump, Hutz was like, hey, it was this, however many years ago was the Ray Bork deal. This isn't, he's won before. And for him to go, like, again, division rival, I thought it was a lock he would have gone out west, Irv.
Yeah, I think that there was some talk. There was some quiet chatter early in January about this potentially happening with Brad Marchand. And I think that when you look at it, and Frank can allude to this more, with the Boston Bruins and the contract situation there, what was going to happen. But I do really think that, this isn't something that completely came out of nowhere. I mean, yes, to all of us it is, but I think that there was some talk about this earlier on this season and a potential move for Brad Marchand. But you're right. I mean, for anyone that watches and loves the game and knows Brad Marchand, all you know is him in that Boston Bruins uniform, wearing that number 63 now with the C on his chest as a captain of the team. But crazy things can happen. And this is one of the better deadlines that I think we've had in recent memory. When you look at just the quality of players and who has gone where and how much these top dogs have been, or these contenders have added to their arsenal of weapons that they have.
Yeah. Again, if someone would have shown you 12 months ago, Johnny, Mikko Rantanen, never mind just in a Canes jersey, but in a Stars jersey now, and potentially playing the Avs in round 1, and Marchand is a Panther, like, holy shit.
Yeah, and you think, too, that Florida and Tampa are most likely going to play against one another, right, in that first-round series. So while it is a positive, it's also such a shame that, like, those are 2 first-round matchups. Like, those could easily be a conference final matchup, like – it sucks that one of those teams would have to go home in that hypothetical situation, but man, what a first round of hockey we're going to get come springtime. It's going to be awesome. And just a reminder too, like, I did tweet out that the Panthers play in Boston Tuesday night, and Brad Marchand is still week to week. Everyone's quick to dunk on that. So we might not see Marchand in that Panthers jersey as quickly as we thought. But still, once he's healthy and ready to go, like you got to imagine Florida is now going to be very, very high up on those Bet365 charts for Cup favorites.
I can't wait to go get our next look in at the odds, boys. We'll do that with you before we let you go on the end of our show here. But the first 14 minutes of the post-deadline portion of things has been interesting. Irfan Gaffar, Johnny Lazarus. Boys, I'll be back with you in just a couple of minutes. But if you are just tuning in, we do not have word yet on the return, but the Boston Bruins have traded their captain, Brad Marchand, to the Florida Panthers. What's up, hockey fans? If you like that video, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the Daily Faceoff YouTube, because we have tons of great content, from exclusive interviews on The Sheet with Jeff Merrick to instant analysis and breaking news with our Daily Faceoff insider, Frank Saravalli, on Daily Faceoff Live, to your go-to morning duo, Johnny Lazarus and Colby Cohn, on Morning Cup of Hockey. Plenty of great content, wall-to-wall, team-to-team, all the way across the entire league. You won't miss it if you subscribe.